Welcome to Four Brewers. My name is John Holzer, and as always, I'm joined by
Jason Hizzy,
Greg Nagel,
and Tim Mather.
And we've got Eric Hoffer with us once again in the studio. He decided to hang out for a bit and drink some professional home brews.
Yeah, it took me forever to get here, so you're not getting rid of me.
Yeah, it's, you came all the way from Brea, so you might as well just hang out. So, Jason, you got some beers for us this time.
I brought some beers.
We got the warp.
We got some beers all around, so Tim's not the only one that travels. I didn't. I didn't go anywhere, but my girlfriend went to Minnesota and brought back some Surly beer.
And all I got was this dumb beer.
That's right. So it is a beer that it looks like it was to benefit the Science Museum of Minnesota, which I think is
Yay.
neat. It's got a bunch of stuff about the Science Museum. I like science. It's got cool Space Invaders.
I love the 8-bit game graphics on there.
It's called Warp Zone Pilsner from Surly Brewing.
So is the brewer the guy who makes the beer at the Surly, is he still the brewer at the Surly? The guy?
No,
the beer,
he's not.
the metal guy? All
No,
right.
that guy left.
Okay.
He now works at Three Floyds.
I don't know why I was channeling Bill Cosby there, but
Yeah, the brewer.
With the General Porton Pop.
He brews a beer at the Surly and it goes away.
What was his name?
I don't
Matt?
know the last
Matt
Surly I've
or-
ever had.
Todd. There you go.
Something with an H.
Yeah.
Todd
Hess?
or something like
No.
that.
Haig. Yeah.
Because he had like Todd the Axeman. That was his beer.
That sounds
Todd
right.
Haig.
Yeah,
Todd.
he's at Three Floyds, which the dude like plays like an 8-string fucking guitar, and he's in a fucking metal band, so it totally makes sense that he
But
went
his
to Three
name's not
Floyds.
Floyd.
Well, you don't have to have the name Floyd to work there, Greg.
Oh, really? I thought there was just 3 people named Floyd that worked there.
No.
They want to expand, but they
Muncie,
can't find
Indiana.
enough Floyds.
Floyds.
Must be first or last name Floyd. No exceptions.
They got Pretty Boy Floyd.
Your hiring pool's shrinking.
Using ZipRecruiter.com, we can get you the best Floyd reviews.
Is that one of the filters?
They got Pink Floyd.
Gavin Floyd?
Gavin. I don't know who Gavin Floyd
That's
is.
a baseball thing.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
this is-
inside baseball.
Yeah, sorry.
It's actual inside baseball. This is Warp Zone Pilsner. Got a cool can. Looks kind of 8-bit inspired, like 80s Atari.
Looks like Galaga, dude. But the bottom looks like Galaga, but the side is...
I think they did a bunch of different labels because I had a 4-pack and each one was different. So my indicator that they did different ones is that I have different ones.
It's all the same beer though?
Yeah.
That's weird.
As I find myself
I wonder
Googling
if they're all
famous
different video
Floyds.
games.
I'm looking on
Famous Floyd.
Untapped
For
and yeah, they have like another sort of Space Invaders label that looks slightly different. They're all kind of in that same spacey video gamey thing.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's got a geek tip to it.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Floyd
man.
Mayweather
Call
could
back.
work there.
I was sitting here thinking of Floyd
Oh,
the
no,
entire time.
I already googled like an entire list of famous Floyds.
Yeah, but I beat you to it.
So go for it, Tim.
Floyd Tillman, a country singer.
No, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry.
got friends.
Floyd
in-
Bennett, famous aviator.
Oh, yeah, all those aviators.
Floyd Collins, he was a cave explorer from Kentucky.
Flava
Oh,
Floyd.
I thought this
Cave
was a list
Explorer.
of famous
Did you say
Floyds.
Flava Floyd?
I did.
Flava Floyd.
Floyd
That's a
Rice.
good name for a beer, honestly.
He's a guy from the Houston Oilers.
Flava Floyd. You don't want to steal someone's IP, Greg.
Yeah.
So we
He's a
learned
kid. Anyway.
there aren't many popular Floyds out there in the world. So
Yeah. Speaking
Looks
of which, I don't know if they license these 8-bit graphics. Maybe we should call the copyright police.
Yeah,
No doubt. Player 2.
Someone call up Atari, tell them to fucking get their lawyers out of the grave and fucking
That looks more like Midway is who I would call on that one.
get their lawyers and company out of the grave as well. I think they just make
Does
pinball
Midway?
machines now.
Yeah, that's true.
Does
They're pretty
anybody
dope.
other than EA make games anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ubisoft.
Really?
Sony.
Ubi.
I'm kidding.
Epic Games.
Epic. Yeah, there's the
Oh, Blizzard.
Blizzard local.
I've
local
got, like,
heroes.
Actiblizzard.
the whole indie game community, like
What are
that are
indie-
making
Oh.
cool little indie games.
I thought it was
Yeah.
only EA.
There's the Destiny people.
Did you guys see
makes
that they
Bungie.
they took Notch out of Minecraft because he's turned into such an asshole.
Really?
Who is Notch?
Yeah,
He's
Notch
a
is the
billionaire.
guy that made Minecraft, and he sold it to Microsoft for like literal $1 billion. And he just became like an extremely online internet asshole.
Oh, okay.
Like he's like super like incel and into QAnon and shit, but just like with 1 million followers because he's a Minecraft guy. And so somebody made a joke tweet like 6 months ago, and it's like my kid going, "Hey Dad, who made Minecraft?" And they're like, "Nobody, son. It came from space." And they took his name off the splash screen and they added "It came from space."
Really?
Yes.
So good.
That's cool.
It's great.
I'm down with that.
So this beer,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
it's a well executed pilsner.
Super clear.
Crackery. Really crackery.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like the biscuity bread on the nose.
I get lemon herbal tea on it
Yeah, I can see that.
because I had a lot of lemon herbal tea this week.
Yeah, no joke. I was waiting for all the weird things you would say about my beer. Like, oh, I get like, pickle seeds.
Pickle seeds.
I didn't get any pickle seeds. I just got pickle. But
36-year-old pussy.
Tastes like black lava salt.
Black lava salt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing, man.
Yeah.
No, I just
Sounds
made
good.
that was my impression of a weird Greg pull.
All right.
yeah, I like how he's all like, I would never
Whoa,
say that.
what?
Give
I
it
don't
like
know. I
12
don't get
minutes and he's going to say something super bizarre.
You ever smoked lemongrass? That's what I'm getting here.
Did you ever burn sage in your house to get rid of spirits?
Not
Getting notes of,
only the kind
notes
for,
of spirits leaving your house from
with
the
a
burnt
hint
sage.
of vengeful spirit. Not the friendly, curious ones,
Yeah,
but
no.
The vengeful. Yeah.
the vengeful ones. That's a real bite.
Oddball tasting aromatic notes and smelling notes or whatever are sort of like, it doesn't really matter because everybody smells different anyways. So you can kind of say whatever just comes to your head.
My mom says I smell great.
All right, Nelson.
All right then.
Or who is it on this?
My cat's
Nelson.
breath smells like cat
food.
food.
Yeah. That's not Nelson. He's a ha kid.
That's Wiggum.
Oh yeah,
Ralph Wiggum.
I think since our show is based off people telling people what we smell and can taste on beer, I think it's something that for me, like, because I still have a hard time breaking down beers. And it's like when someone who actually is good at it, like I think you're really, really good at it, Greg.
Thank you.
It really helps me, like it plants that seed in my brain. I'm like, oh yes, now I smell that, and it helps me like better experience the beer. So I don't think it's all bad.
I'm not trying to be weird or whatever. It's just what I smell.
No, we're just gonna bust your
I've
balls
smelled
about
a lot
being
of
weird.
things in my life.
You're
like
a
the,
weirdo.
The tomato thing.
Tomato,
Tomato
yeah.
leaves.
Tomato leaves?
Tomato
Yeah.
leaves.
You guys told me
And I'm
about
going to
that
bring
one.
in some fresh tomato when they're in bloom. I'll bring in like a little plant and you can smell them.
That would be amazing.
Fucking A, like wow, such a powerful smell.
Okay, well I welcome that.
Wacka,
That's a good
wacka.
idea for a show, like just bringing in different things.
Or
'cause
apple flowers.
We always say
Yeah.
things smell a certain way, but do we
Yeah.
actually know what it smells like? I don't know.
This
We'll learn our viewers at home. They can smell through us. Let me be your nose.
What are you getting off this guava? Well, I get in some guava. Okay. I don't know. This is pretty basic, I think, which I think is good for a pilsner. Like, I mean, there's
That's what you want in a pilsner.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't want anything.
It's super
It's
clean.
palate
It's
cleanse.
got a good. It's not super thin though. It's got a really good malt character.
it's very malty, very big mouth.
I think
for Pilsner.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use like a more modern hop varietal versus like a Saaz or something.
I was thinking that myself. I'm having
Or
trouble
a blend.
picking up like that salty, peppery thing going on. It's different.
It's almost like a lemongrass kind of thing,
Yeah.
honestly. And what is that hop that gives that character?
they use Spalt and Select.
You found
hops.
that. Awesome.
Spalten.
And they use Pilsner and Carafoam malts.
Yeah, that's Pilsner for the Pilsner and
And
Carafoam for the
the
head.
body.
And German
Yeah.
lager yeast.
What is Spalt Select?
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Well, I don't know if it's too.
Spalt's a very low
Oh,
alpha acid
the-
hop, right?
Wait,
yeah,
is
it's
Spalt Select the whole name?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's just that. Yeah.
Okay, because they're kerning on the.
But if
sorry,
you're doing
design nerding out the kerning on their or the line spacing on
It's
their
a
website makes me think
cross-
it's 2 words.
It's a crossbreed between Spalt and Hallertau Mittelfrüh.
the Mittelfrüh, which is like the
the other German noble hop.
yeah, it's a
So it is a noble hop. then.
similar to Saaz hops.
very low alpha acid, like 4%, 3 to 4%. So you
3 to 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's down there.
I wonder why they made this. Like, why? And why package it in, like, cool-looking cans with, like, this cool artwork that...
So I think loggers are on the rise, and I think people are appreciating them more.
Well,
and I mean, I'm buying more of them.
There's, I've read so many articles about the fact that a lot of beer people, and especially younger beer people, are aiming to go to lighter beers. They're looking for something that they can drink and not get like totally effed up. They're looking for healthier things. How many breweries have you seen lately that are like, oh, these are our healthy beers? Like, I just saw one from Ballast Point that was like, they had a healthy lager or whatever, you know, like
less than 100 calories.
The protein
Boulevard,
yeah.
Boulevard just came out with an activity, or like a, you know, you do things, you're an active, inspired beer.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of Jeremy Danner's like humor coming through on the press release, but they even like said salt for this, and then potassium to help you re-energize after a healthy workout. And he basically named all of the minerals that you would add to a beer to give it, you know, its water profile. But it's got to be Jeremy.
I think
like,
honestly though,
that beer was totally inspired by low alcohol, low carbs, and you're an active person and you want to drink this.
People are realizing that, like, because labeling laws are mandating more and more that this stuff has to be out there. It's like, I was somewhere, you know, you have to put on your menus the calorie counts for stuff. So it would be like, oh yeah, this 12-ounce IPA bottle is 270 calories. Enjoy that. And it's like, oh shit, you wouldn't think it's that much.
Yeah.
But can't even fucking imagine how much is in a pastry stout. But
I intentionally avoid that page on Beersmith. I want no idea how many calories are in my beers.
But I think people are becoming aware of that, right? And so they're like, okay, maybe we want to focus on beers that are, you can still get a flavorful beer that isn't, you know, fucking Miller Lite.
It's been all over. It's been like the trend for the past year, I feel like.
This summer is going to be the summer of like session.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm totally down with that.
Yeah, so am I. And I'm just saying with this beer, not that I'm against this beer, it's 5.2% alcohol by volume, and it's just a really good, clean Pilsner. But I just don't know why. Like, there's no angle to it. Like, with the health-conscious beers and the low-carb beers, that's your angle.
It's for the science center,
right?
That's why.
It's what?
It's for a science center.
Yeah, it's for charity, John.
Oh, it
Jeez.
is? I'm just missing everything on this beer then. Is it really?
I think so.
Oh, well, there we go. That answered my question. So that's why they made it. All right.
I mean, do you need a reason? You're like, why did you make this?
No.
What is it?
You're missing my point.
The science center's like, we need a beer, and they're like, look at this Pilsner we don't like.
I'm just saying there's a lot that went into this with like the different canned artwork and stuff, and it's just a Pilsner. Like, I don't know.
Well, I was reading the can. See your favorite video games come to life at Game Changers, the exhibition only at the Science Museum of Minnesota.
Okay.
So video games because
that makes sense. Like I said, that's the angle. All right. It's great beer though. I would gladly buy more of this if I bought it, which I didn't. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, it certainly does not distribute.
All right. So our next
Sarah.
beer is one I did not bring, but one that we've been kind of excited about and talking about in the background. Three Magnets did One Cap Kolsch. And
it's a great name.
It is like a complete untapped label, including the last check-in of Tim M drinking a One Cap Kolsch with a bearded, long-haired man saying, I used to love everything from this brewery. All the ratings on it, the jokes are like, not enough hops. Why isn't this an IPA?
Have you seen the rating on Untapped for this beer?
Oh,
No.
It's 1.3.
Is it really?
Yeah, they invited everyone. Yeah, the whole point was to invite everyone to like
That's awesome.
trash on it.
I love it.
I can't.
So how does it feel being on a beer
Oh
can?
my god,
Tim?
I can't get over that. I'm like, I'm amazed, but also feel so stupid when I finally figured out what was going on there. Like, there's a whole description on Reddit from one of the people at 3 Mags about it, and it was like, you know, blah blah blah. We want people to like try it and like give us what they think and rate it 1 cap. And then they were like, okay, so the first person is the person from Full Throttle Bottles.
Okay.
The second person is their marketing person from like the Pacific Northwest. And then he's like, and the third check-in is a troll so deep that nobody's ever going to figure it out. And I saw the label and I was like, oh, like, I commented on it on Instagram and I was like, oh, like, this is hilarious. And like, obviously, like, I still love you guys because I love things that come from 3 Magnets. And the next thing I know, I get a direct. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The next thing I know, I get a direct message from Three Magnets, and what they did was they screenshotted some of my profiles and like circled some shit, and then like sent pictures of the can. And it like after a couple of minutes looking through it, I was like, okay. So I used to love this brewery is because I posted a photo that said I love everything from Three Magnets on my Instagram.
Right.
So they ripped that. And I didn't put together Tim M from Los Angeles. And then I was like,
how could you not?
Because I was so stupid. I feel so dumb. And then the thing is like, I was looking at the label like maybe, but that's not me. Because my profile picture on Untapped was me in our office with the mic and the headphones. And I look at it, I'm like, this is a guy with a mic and headphones. Wait, what the? And they like dressed somebody up. They took one of their guys with a beard and put headphones and mic on it to like mock. I was like, what?
This is a deep cut.
Yeah, like when it all came together, I was like, oh my God.
Wait a minute.
That's amazing.
Are you guys
like they trolled the shit out of me.
Because I remember you showed us the label in the private chat, and we were like, I think, at least I was just like, oh, that's Tim at the bottom. Like, totally. Like, I got it, like, instantly.
Yeah, see, I felt so stupid because I didn't get it. And I commented on their Instagram, and I was like, afterwards, I was like, I got to go delete that. I should have deleted my comment.
That just shows how non-self-absorbed you are, where you can't even, like look at an Untapped label on a can and see Tim M from Los Angeles and, like, go, wait a minute, is that me?
Well, I didn't think that would ever be a thing. Like I loved that they did the label, and I love that it was this. It's literally like the website's like.
I'm just
layout.
waiting for somebody to do a 4 Brewers themed beer, and I'm like, they must mean some other Jason H.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't really put it.
Could be anyone.
I didn't put it all together until I literally got like highlighted screenshots.
That's so good.
I was just like,
They had to spell it out for you.
Yeah, like
here, Tim.
legitimately, I could show you. It was like a back-to-back screenshot with them literally like circling the words from my Instagram account. I was like, you guys are insane, and this is amazing.
deep.
So is this the first Untapped label to be on a beer can or
No.
a bottle? No.
Maybe large production. I think there was there have been several. I think there have been a handful of beers that are like mocking it or like, kind of playing off of it.
Right.
This is the first one that I can remember.
Yeah.
But I know like we had a couple like anniversary beers that somebody did, but I don't know if they went to production.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
I think it's really cool to see that, and
I love their whole like go and rate it one cap, like have fun with it. Just that whole mentality of like people are gonna rate it one cap because it's a Kolsch, not an IPA. So just have fun with it.
I miss that. Like that makes sense why it has a 1.3 on Untapped, which is basically one cap. So
Yeah, that's what they did. They said like go and just like mock it.
that's cool. So this could possibly be the lowest rated beer on Untapped, which is a beer that was made to mock Untapped, which is kind of genius and brilliant.
Oh yeah, I can't get over it. It's pretty funny.
As far as the beer itself, though,
Yes,
it's really good. Like Kolsch, I mean that's a beer that you could interpret any different way. Like fermentation temperatures and recipes can really affect how a Kolsch turns out. Especially with this one, I think on the nose. When I first tried it, it had like a bit of a stink on it, like
big time.
like I don't know if that's a sulfur edge coming out, but the beer itself tastes great. I think it's fine.
Yeah, for a Kolsch, I'm looking for a German pale ale. That's essentially people like poo-poo the word Kolsch. Just call it a German pale ale, and I think people get over that whole stigma behind the name. Because that's what it is. It's a German pale ale using traditional German ingredients, probably traditional German hops. This one did have some stink on it, and it has some earthiness to it. And
Those are just your bathroom farts.
yeah, some bathroom.
Are you sure it's not leftover dirt from your camping trip?
No, there's no dirt in there. The previous 2 shows didn't have any dirt in this glass. So
Greg just all his beers are just like smoky. It's real smoky.
Smokage.
Like
Smells like s'mores.
Yeah, that stink, whatever it is, I think it's probably related to the yeast. I don't think it's a flaw in like the manufacturing process.
I could see that. Sort of like there's like a lemon herbal vibe on this one too, similar
But
to the
if
first
it
beer.
is a flaw, who cares? Because it only has a 1 cap on Untapped. So
I
what
would
does
give
matter?
I'd give it a 1 cap. I'm never going to buy this piece of shit beer again.
This beer is 10 IBU, or is the can lying?
No, that
makes
They
sense.
It's 10
adjusted.
IBU.
They adjusted it. Yeah.
It seems pretty high, yeah.
Yeah, it seems
It's
way
got a
higher.
nice
than 10.
bitter kick on it.
Right. Maybe it's late hop editions or something.
I don't know, but it's fine.
I had one last night with some pizza, and it was a
Yeah.
solid combo.
Yeah, that's that's like Pilsner and pizza or lager and pizza.
Yep.
Something light bodied with pizzas.
Yeah, solid 1 star though.
Yeah.
It's a dumper.
One cap.
One cap. I honestly didn't piece together the one cap thing until just this like last couple minutes. I was like, oh, because they rate in caps.
Yeah.
I thought it was stars. No.
It was bottle caps with stars, and then
Oh.
eventually we just simplified it to just the
Okay.
caps. In the very
I pay
early
attention.
in the very early days, I over-designed the caps to have stars on it. And, yeah,
Yeah, just having caps makes more sense
it
with
was
the whole
simplified. Yes.
untapped aesthetic. So next up, we're drinking a beer that I've never had from Russian River, which I'm pretty stoked about.
It is
Such a
Russian
thing
River
exists?
Happy Hops.
Oh my god.
Russian River, like more than doubled their capacity when they moved to their new
Windsor, yeah.
brewing facility, and so now they can kind of they're still regularly sold out, but you see it on the shelves relatively often as opposed to like 3 times a year. That you're just like, oh Jesus Lord, Russian River came to town.
Banjo music and
But yeah, they didn't even have a limit on these. You could buy more than one.
you just buy a case,
Yeah.
$75 or so, whatever it costs.
Pliny the Elder was still flew off the shelf, even though I know
Oh.
it came in the same day. But
Interesting. It was originally brewed in 1944 by Grace Brothers Brewery in Santa Rosa.
wait, what?
Happy Hops was originally brewed in 1944 by Grace Brothers Brewing in Santa Rosa, California. We are paying homage to the Grace family, whose brewery closed in the 1960s and have revived Happy, the charming hop character who graces the front of this label.
So while I'm sure that the brewery made this beer way back in the 1940s, it definitely probably was not this beer, because this is the beer that Vinny invented. Like, this smells
It's
almost
fucking so wow.
Whoa.
The
Yeah.
fucking
Citrus.
hops are
That's awesome.
Jesus.
This smells like a Vinny beer, man.
Is that a good or a
So
bad
much,
Jesus?
no,
I'm
so
still,
much
like,
aroma comes out of
it's
this.
so
Yeah.
aromatic.
And you get
Like-
that classic like Pliny malt character coming through too, where it's like this creamy like base for the hops to just sit on. It's
I'd be really curious what varietals they used in this, because it definitely has a bit more of the like tropical fruit to the nose than you get. I mean, I say out of a traditional Russian River beer, but basically that means out of Pliny the Elder and Blind Pig, right? So
yeah.
compared to those beers, which are very old school hops, I'm wondering. I'm trying to find on the internets what hops are in this, but I can't find any.
This is 2 weeks old, so it's not too old. It is 6.5%.
I can smell it when it's on the table. This
Yeah,
beer is
it's so
super
aromatic.
aromatic.
Aside
And
from
dude, the label thing's kind of frightening. It's like an apple head kid.
well, that's the happy
clown.
hop.
I think it's a happy hop.
That's the
It looks
character
like an
from
apple though.
I'm actually curious if that drawing is from the 60s, because it looks like it
Super
would be,
old school,
right?
Well, they said
It-
they revived the characters. I mean,
got
yes,
his tongue
they brought-
sticking
Yeah, they
out
like
like,
took little Jeff Happy Hop, and he's just like, "I'll make your hops happy."
It's like Towley.
exactly.
Yeah.
They had to change it a little bit though, because everything from the 40s was super racist. They couldn't put that on their bottles
for
anymore.
sure.
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm stuck on the aroma.
Yeah.
It's
But
yeah.
so good.
I'm thinking there's no way they made this beer in the 40s with the varietals that would have been available at the time.
no, yeah.
Like, what, you had like 30 pounds per barrel of Sots for this beer back in the 40s? I mean, this has got new school hops.
It's got
in it.
It's
Chinook.
super.
Yeah.
It's super mellow. Like it's really
It's
low
delicious.
key.
Not a lot of bitter on this beer.
No, not at all.
this could be like Russian River's hazy. Like,
not. I mean, not a hazy though. It's
Except
just
it's
their take on a
West
modern.
close your eyes and it comes off a bit like a hazy.
Except for you don't get that sweet.
There's no
profile.
fruit.
It comes off like the modern generation of like really good late hop bursted beers. There's not a lot of
Okay, yeah.
bitter in it.
It's not screaming tropical
No.
fruits.
I mean, this beer's got to be super dry because
Fine.
original gravity is 1056 and the ABV is 6.5. So I feel like that means it finished out pretty fucking low, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 10.5, 10.6, somewhere
Yeah,
in there.
something like that. It honestly it shares more with a good brute than I would say it does anything than a hazy beer.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, it's got a little too much body for a brute, but I see what you're saying. It's in that family of, if you're gonna equate it to like trendy modern day IPA. Yeah.
Dude, it's so hoppy that it's making me cough.
But comparing it to like
So dank.
a lot of the older generation like hype beers that in today's world don't really hang on, like fucking Russian Rivers really still does, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we still got it, fuckers. We still know how to do IPA
And it's
better,
nice to have that
better than damn near anyone.
that brand equity where you look at the bottle and you just assume it's going to be good,
Yeah.
and then they actually back it up like with a really, really good beer.
Yeah, you're like, it's Russian River. I got to buy it. And then you're like, oh,
Glad I
shit.
did.
Yeah, fucking A.
It's like people like Vinny and like Matt Brynelson. You're like, fuck. Like, what's it like to be you as a brewer? Like, not that I want to be them, but I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things, like, to have all this knowledge and just like, and here's a good beer.
And here's a beer.
There you go. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's happy
awesome.
hops.
Enjoy it.
It's got
Cool.
a happy hop.
That's
to it.
awesome, man. Just to have that raw talent that's been honed over so many years.
You know, I always said that Blind Pig is my favorite beer from them, but I think it's been dethroned. This is like fucking just magic. This is
if you're
IP
looking for
magic.
an IPA like that has that Russian River vibe without like the bitterness of Elder or Blind Pig, that's your beer, man.
Yeah.
This raises the bar.
I found the hops.
Oh, did you? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was saying, I just found an article that said that it does have the profile of a hazy from them. So.
It is Amarillo, Azaka, Brewers Gold, and Cashmere.
None of those are
Cashmere
none of those were around 20 years ago.
Yeah, they're just talking about the character, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So what were you saying, Tim, about the hazy vibe? Or
Oh, I was just skimming an article and it was just saying like this does have like the Northeast IPA like
Okay.
vibe, but obviously it's not. We just talked about it, like it's not as fruity, but just somebody else kind of backed that up.
I mean, Brewed IPA is also inspired off New England IPA. It's just a drier version. That was the whole thing. It's like, well, let's make a hazy that's not hazy and
Attenuated.
super dry.
But I think the only real shared character there is the lack of bitterness and the late hop additions.
Right, it is, yeah.
And that's not a lot of good breweries are doing that in a lot of styles that aren't and I would say just being like, oh, it tastes like a hazy beer. This doesn't taste like a treehouse beer at all.
No,
No, but I meant it was Russian River's version.
Yeah.
Like it was their like nod to that. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying it's like their hazy IPA. It's them like going, okay, we can brew something that's less bitter but still really hoppy too.
On the burp.
That's all I was saying.
Yeah, it's not as bitter as their other stuff. It's once again just like the idea of Northeast IPAs being like a gateway IPA. I feel like this could also fall into that category for someone who's like, oh my gosh, I hate IPAs because they're so bitter. Give them this, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I get it, and then they'll work their way in.
This has
I feel
like a candy character too. Like if you were to go up from like a lager to this, like I think it would be it'd be a shocking transition, but in a good way, where you're like, wow, this is like
I think
candy.
the whole category really is going that way, right? Like the bitterness, the era of like it's really bitter and deal with it, you fucker. Like fuck yeah, you're a badass. You drink a bitter ass beer. That's gone. Like that's mostly dead. And I really think everybody's commercial IPAs are going more towards being late hop additions, hop flavor, hop aroma without all the bitter, because the bitter was never what sold it, right? It was never the big thing people liked. It's the aromatic compounds, it's the flavor compounds.
That's really insightful. Like, yeah, maybe Stone, for example, pushing this whole, you're a wussy if you can't like drink our double IPA. Maybe it
It's
didn't
kind
need,
of gone away.
well,
Sorry.
That's what Jason's saying. But maybe it never had to be that way.
Well, it was
Was that like some like
think
masculine bullshit like that was just
I
brewed
think it
into
was-
beer? Like,
I think it was really the price of entry for having the hop flavor and the hop aroma, because people hadn't really figured out that you could
you don't have to put all these
pull these-
hops in like your first hop edition to
Yeah.
get like this. Yeah.
And I think once the techniques evolved, people are realizing, like, look, I can get the things I love about IPA without that gatekeeper of, like, and it's bitter as fuck and get used to it or tough shit, right?
Yeah.
Gatekeeper's a really good way to put it, yeah.
Aromatics over arrogance.
Yeah,
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
that's
I
right.
like that.
Call
Write
up
that
Greg
down.
Cook. Call him up.
That's a shirt
Call 'em
right
up.
there.
All
It
right.
is. It is. That's a shirt.
Aromatics over arrogance.
Fantastic beer. This is a great beer.
Russian River.
Dude, this beer
Got
is
us
fucking
again.
goddamn.
Happy to finally have it.
All right, so this next beer I got from Tavor
I'm gonna tweet at them right
It's
now.
not in their FAQ. I'll
I'm
tell
sorry
you
to
that
interrupt,
much.
but I just gotta say, I speak some French, so I hate it every time you guys try to say something in French on the show because you.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
see
you
those.
guys
We see those emails.
suck.
Hey, you know
No,
what?
I don't. I'm not. I'm not gonna send an email.
You're
like
welcome.
That, but- yeah. No, I know. So I saw this come out on the table. I'm like, yes. How is he gonna say this?
Okay, how about you say
you
it,
just signed up,
motherfucker?
motherfucker.
Le seul.
That sucks.
It means the only one. Le seul. Yeah. It means the only one.
Moaned after that.
So
But
you
yeah,
speak fluent French?
It's not fluent, but I could get around
Yeah.
enough.
That's a tricky language, man. That's.
Eh.
I respect anyone who can speak
Here's le
French.
seul for you.
Le seul.
Le seul
Je
est.
suis le grand poisson.
All right, I asked Tavor to clarify.
Cool.
Taver.
If they get back to us by the end of this episode.
Tavor.
You say Taver. I say Devor.
Oh my God.
Taver.
Tavor. Taver.
God damn
Tavor.
it. Well,
Let's
good luck.
call the
Good
whole
luck finding
thing
this
off.
on Untapped.
Ooh, what? I wasn't really paying attention. What are we doing? Oh,
This is
It's le seul.
They're up to like 19.
This is
So there's, yeah, this is Le Seul, but
okay.
they're up to 19. So
That's a.
This smells amazing. I love a good
Whoa.
cranberry cherry sour.
but I got
that's
this
cranberry.
one. I got this one from the Taver.
That is not only a pink beer. That is a pink-headed beer.
The,
my God.
the Taver Saver.
That
Does
is
anybody
pink.
get the D?
Really? You get the D?
Yeah.
Are you just playing with the soundboard?
Mm. Okay, I love that.
Getting the D on a beer like this would be surprising.
Really?
You should never get surprised by the D. That's not okay.
See, now that you mention it, now
Dude,
I'm
this beer's
searching
from-
for it.
This beer's
I was
from
just asking.
Illinois.
It's from Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois, Niles, Illinois, and they've got French on the bottle. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
No,
Shots fired.
no. I don't know anything.
That is a punch to the mouth.
it smells like boozy cranberries.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Like a like it smells like you like one vodka cranberry, please, and they're like, here you go, and you're like, oh, okay.
They forgot the
yeah.
vodka though.
That's
I was
super thin and dry.
Your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
sour.
I love that.
Holy
That
fuck.
is like, yeah. It's like 2.0 on a pH 8 scale.
Oh man, I'm like,
Listen,
I've been Simpsons shit posting a lot lately, so just that lemon face. You ever seen?
I want more less sur less.
Who was the lemon face of?
God.
It was a random guy from the city next door because they took their like
the tree, the
prize
lemon tree.
lemon tree,
Yep.
and to like show off in their face, he just takes a bite out of the lemon, and his face like,
I got it. I got it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. This is too sour for me,
that's
dude.
honestly that is the face I'm making when I drink this beer. Just-
I love me the puckering sours, warheads. Oh, yeah. I mean, sure, from probably like a professional or normal person standpoint, maybe too much, but I really like it.
It's hanging out on my palate for quite a while, too. It's drying up my gums to the point where it's like the lactic acid in there is like, making me feel a little puckery.
The second sip is better. But,
Yeah. I did a second sip to get rid of the palate shock. Because
yeah, it really hits you hard.
it's just cherries and cranberries both have that kind of tannic sort of quality to them, like that.
there's some tannin to it.
So when
for sure.
when you put those two fruits together, I have a feeling that you're kind of like amping up that character that would be kind of pleasant or mild in a beer that just had one of those fruits.
Right.
It's like a volume level 10, where if it was like at a 7, I'd probably appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, the flavors are good. I'm not getting any funky offness. It's just the acid in the beer is big. It hits your palate really hard. It's definitely one that I'm glad we split it 5 ways.
Yeah,
And
this
there's
is in a 750, so
There's a half a bottle left.
there's no
This is
way.
one I would definitely have doubles or seconds on.
Hey, how do you say that, Frenchie?
Une année, it means 1 year.
All right, sweet.
You're
And-
hired. that's sour. That's sour, dude. Remember Mother Funker from the brewery?
I do
yeah.
love Ocean
God.
Spray cranberry juice.
That's
So
right up
this-
there.
Yeah,
Mother
yeah.
Funker sour.
I think that's where the cran cherry comes from, right? Because you can get that blend in like
Yep.
grocery store
You-
juice.
They do cran everything.
Yeah, that's true. They do
Literally cran anything you want.
cran pluot, whatever you
There's
got.
probably cran farty bathroom.
A
It says a
collab.
3.9 on Untapped, which is
People like the sour.
yeah.
If you got a splash of this at a bottle share, you'd be like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
amazing.
It's a bottle share hero.
Wow.
It's got cranberries.
Bottle
It's good for
share.
UTIs.
This is not suited for a 750 though. This is a 375 at best. Like maybe even a 12-ounce bottle. Like it was three. Which one's less?
Man, you guys,
375.
12 ounces
just
less,
don't
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
You guys just don't like your acidity sours.
No, like it's okay. It's not flawed or anything. It's just I think those two fruits together, is just too much.
I like the
asking for
flavor.
tartness, tannic.
It's just I actually enjoy the beer, but I enjoyed this much of it. Like this is as much as I could have.
Tim, could you drink that whole bottle?
Over the course of a while.
I mean,
maybe.
let's assume it was okay.
Could you drink-
It's 7%.
Let's say there's 40% of the bottle left. Could you
Can you
could
chug
you
that right
drink
now?
it in one?
One chug.
I definitely couldn't chug it.
Welcome to
that's
the
for
show, motherfucker. Chug this.
sure. You didn't say anything about initiation.
Yeah.
Beer in, beer out.
I was thinking of Smirnoff icing.
When you
there,
heard
but
about hazing, you're expecting something else. But
has anybody here been Smirnoff iced?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been iced. Okay.
yeah, we did icing for a little while.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
All right.
either.
Now but you'll find out soon enough.
It's happening. You're in trouble.
I'm just gonna start hitting you guys with Natter Days.
I did pick up the re-release of Zima.
Oh wow, how's that?
That's pretty good. We did it on Cheap Beer Corner.
It wasn't great.
We did the Japanese.
Actually, yeah,
version.
the one in we didn't get the re-release on Cheap Beer Corner. We did the continuously made in Japan release.
yeah, with the weird like pull off top.
Yeah,
It
that
was-
pull tab top that
Yeah.
ruled. It was like a little like it would release enough to where it
Yeah.
pulled like halfway through the cap and then it peeled the rest of the cap
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I've seen those. A lot of those like Japanese sodas or like the ball sodas or things have those.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like a 300 milliliter bottle or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a 375.
tasted
It
like
was like
Sprite
smaller. Yeah.
It was Sprite's probably a really good way to describe what Zima tastes like. It's like a flat citrus soda.
Yeah, I like Zima.
but it's
I'm
not
gonna
as
lie.
not as sweet as a lot of the like Smirnoff Ice malt beverage kind of shit.
Honestly, I think the Zima episode was one of our highest downloaded.
People are real curious about it.
I bet. Yeah, it's nostalgic.
and
you know?
everything from the 90s is back. Let's make a surge beer.
Which is that'd be pretty sick. No, hold on. I ask everyone, do you know DNL?
No.
Anybody? DNL.
No,
No.
7 Upside Down.
no.
No.
Oh shit.
What are these things?
Okay, so there was this 7-Up decided to get into the caffeine business because obviously like they had their clear soda and they came out with something called 7 Upside Down, and if you look at it, it's DNL because 7 Upside Down. If you take the 7-Up label and you flip it, it's DNL.
Oh, okay.
And it was like literally looked like green, like the greenest, like most fluorescent, high caffeinated soda. And as nerds who did LAN parties and stuff, like that was our soda that we would have to stay up all night.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, it was hard. It was literally like fluorescent. It was like fluorescent green. Yeah, there you go, right there.
So you mean 7-Up made Mountain Dew?
Did they?
That's what it
No,
sounds
No,
like.
I mean,
that's-
what you're
if they did,
describing.
yeah. But like,
I love it when I say a joke and everyone's like,
Rage.
No,
What?
I told the kid that we're gonna send him to train gaming with my brother. 'Cause my brother was like a pretty high level gamer years in the old ways, and it's like, yeah, all right. So first we gotta have him learn to love Jolt Cola.
Yeah.
and
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
like
I used to play Quake competitively back in the days.
it's like,
oh, that's awesome.
yeah. My brother played early competitive CS,
Like-
Counter Strike.
Yeah, we moved into
Like
CS for a
legit,
while.
like money tournaments or just.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like-
We did like
ladders.
amateur, like just for the heck of it tournaments, but that's awesome.
Those are fun.
Oh,
yeah, but this
man.
is back when it was like not CS:GO. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like,
No, this
it was
like CS6.
1.5.
CS. I did like Counter Strike 6 was like what we did. Day of Defeat we were in a lot. Okay.
Yeah, this is like
Dog.
CS 1.5 is
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Old gamers.
Tim,
Half-Life.
could you pass the bottle?
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to.
Taver it over there.
Now we're gonna take a trip to Licking Hole Creek. That's who these guys are, right?
Oh, wait, is this the Licking Hole guys?
Yeah.
I saw them at when I went to GABF. They had a they were back in they participated in the Savor part of it.
Tabor?
No, not different thing.
Oh.
The Savor, where it's like the food and beer pairings.
Isn't
Right.
it Savor?
Where they paired the chef up with the brewery, and I believe they had a booth back there, and that's the
Sweet.
first time I'd ever heard of them.
That's
Did
cool.
they have a
remember
little hole that you can lick?
No, but I remember thinking in my head like, "Oh, licking hole." Ha 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 ha.
That's
I know they got to address it. What the fuck is a licking hole? All right.
It's a creek.
We get a lot of questions at a giggle about our name and the brand. I'm not going to do an accent. That's mean. First of all, we can't make this stuff up. And yes, Goochland is a real place.
Goochland.
Goochland, Virginia.
Its name, Licking Hole, is this old. God damn it, this story is long.
What is a licking?
It's the creek that runs through the farm. It's technically called Little Licking Hole, and there's also Big Licking Hole.
Well, they're punking you.
That's just a bad name for a brewery.
A
I'm
lick
sorry.
is a waterway somewhere
No.
between a rill and a stream. It's apparently an old-timey word for
I feel like they're going, no, wait, no, it's actually this thing. No, stop. Don't
No.
think about that. It's actually this. It's actually really cool. It's like too much effort to explain a name that you probably shouldn't have named your brewery.
Just call it a stream.
Our original brewery name was Cunnilingus, but we had to change it.
We couldn't get approval from the alcohol board.
Would that be cunnilingus or like analingus?
Analingus. Goochalingus. I don't know.
I mean,
Goochland is actually the name of the city where it's in Google Maps.
if you're performing cunnilingus, are you actually licking a hole? If you are, I think you're doing it wrong.
All right, as always, John goes too deep into this one.
You can rim it. You know.
The creek.
You can't. But don't focus on it.
The creek is on the map.
Oh, God.
It's on Google Maps, so they didn't just make it up.
Okay, there's a creek. Fine.
I don't know. You could still make shit up.
What do you think about this beer?
I'm not drinking
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm licking the glass.
It smells boozy. How big is this fucking beer?
I get some sherry notes on it. A little bit of
We didn't actually
oxidation.
say what beer it was.
Yeah, this is Redneck High Society.
It's cognac barrel aged Belgian quad.
Yeah.
Honestly, a cognac barrel aged quad sounded kind of cool.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. I mean, that you could see the quad Belgian thing,
It's coming in
cognac
at-
French, and
It's got a 4 on Untapped.
that's a solid fool. How many
Solid.
check-ins?
175.
Okay,
Not too many actually. So do what you
Licking
will with
hole.
that.
It's a
Yeah, I get a
redneck-
little bit of a.
It's
like
a 13.2. If anybody didn't say that.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bitter too for a quad.
I wonder how much alcohol it picked up from the barrel.
I get some dark fruit on the nose too, which I think is
It's not
pretty standard for a quad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very raisinetty.
Yeah.
I feel like raisins is a very big descriptor when it comes to the quad area.
Yeah.
Yeah, cognac barrels are going to be French oak, obviously, and I'm not sure how much I pull of French oak. I'm looking for a little bit of
Vanilla.
big vanilla push, but
Yeah.
I don't really get that much. I get more like the
don't
boozy part
know.
of cognac than the like French oak.
When I think about vanilla and I taste this beer, like it's got such a creamy mouthfeel that I kind of get like this weird vanilla vibe off of it, even though I'm not tasting vanilla. Like, vanilla is associated with things that are soft usually. I mean, you're not drinking or eating like a chip that tastes like vanilla.
Sure.
It's usually like desserts and
What
stuff
would
like
that
that.
be like?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Vanilla chips?
Here's my trick: is
Vanilla Doritos.
Put your hand over the glass, splash it up,
Too much
so
work.
your hand gets wet,
That's way too much work.
and then you rub your hands together. This is how to smell the wood,
And then
people.
rub it on your neck.
I was done one step into this, and Greg's
Wait for it
still
to dry.
going.
Wait for it to dry.
And then just right on your balls. Just
Until it's gone, and then you smell your hands.
you dab it. I get the old barley balls. That's what I call it. And then
Guys, try the metallic test. I think I get a little bit of a Metallica vibe off of it, and not Metallica, metallic.
So which
I was like,
which
you did
Metallica?
say Metallica.
He did.
nothing.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mid '90s Metallica.
Okay.
Now you got sticky hands.
Yeah.
That's the trick. He pumped you
No,
up.
that is a good trick if you
That
want to
was-
smell what the wood character is
Nah,
off of beer.
never mind.
That's
And then you do it with your rinse water.
yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
We've got beer all over our persons.
We're taking our shirts off now.
Does anybody expect anything different?
Got beer rubbing on our nipples.
Yep.
I think the wood here does come through, but it's kind of like a waterlogged sort of character.
Their
It's
regular
not the best
version of
barrel.
this is 12%, so it picked up like a 1.2% alcohol in the barrel.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of booze on there, and it's not the best kind.
No, it is very hot. I mean, cognac's not really my drink of choice. I'm not sophisticated enough, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever make a drink called the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, that's Hennessy.
Yeah,
Hennessy's cognac, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fuck.
I think this beer could use some
Hypnotic,
time.
Blue Hypnotic, and
Yeah.
Some time in the
Cognac.
bottle. Like it's not a bad beer. I just think it's kind of still kind of fractured. A little boozy. It's already showing sherry notes on the nose for me, but I think that's not a bad thing. It's not like an oxidation kind of sherry. It's still a good thing. So I think if you sat on this bottle for another year, it'd probably be pretty good.
yeah. I mean, for a quad, I'm looking for like the raisin sort of notes. And
True, yeah, but
I don't really
mean,
get. It smells like a weird barley wine.
setting the style aside for the beer itself, I think it's not half bad. I like it. If I bought this, I'd be happy with that I bought
It's
it.
too fucking big. Honestly, like 13.5 is just
Chug it.
too big, period.
Well, you bought it. I mean,
Yeah.
You tavered it.
you
and
knew
if
what the alcohol content was, so you know, it's a big bottle.
Society.
Yeah, if it's gonna say quad on the bottle, then I'll give him a pass on that. But yeah, it's just a little weird. I was kind of getting the vanilla thing too, but wasn't able to place it until you said that.
Yeah,
But it is like you said, John. It's not like a smooth, soft, like ice creamy type of vanilla. It's like when you get too much vanilla in a Scotch, and you're like, why?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I get you.
And now everyone's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
no,
It's just a little.
We had
It's a
his
little
homebrew.
too hot.
Why won't this
It's a
guy
little
go
too
home now?
hot, and
it's definitely hot.
I could use a bit more malt character to go with that much alcohol. I'd be really curious to try the non-barrel treated version of this beer.
For sure. I'd pair it with some Rocky Mountain oysters, though. It's a redneck high
Of course
society.
you would.
Play
well,
banjo.
Jason, thanks for the beers. I think the hit for this episode was the Happy Hops. Like,
Yeah.
Happy
goddamn
hops,
Russian
dude.
River, man.
Who would have thought that Russian River would make the best beer? Oh yeah, everyone.
I just want to get the bottle like surgically implanted to my chest so I always can smell this beer.
Is there more of that in there?
Yeah, buddy.
like Tony
Give.
Stark?
I want it. So give it. All right.
That was There's your happy hops.
Show's over.
Thanks, Jason.